Alright, y'all. So welcome back to the channel. Today, I am going to do one of my favorite things to do, which is a book recommendation. Usually, if you ask me for a book recommendation, like, it's probably something out of the ordinary.
Is that so loud?
No, a little bit. So first I'm gonna start with For the Fans by Nyla K. This one was one of my favorite because it was different. It's also a Forbidden Love series. You have a MM relationship where we go off to college, but also we grow up in the same house. So it makes it different when they go off to college and become OnlyFans models. This one probably in my best is probably a 10 out of 10. I highly recommend because it was funny. Not only were the characters good, but I think Avi and Kyron were like one of the best. Next, we have Hunting Adeline, to where we have part 1 and part 2. These two are a fall in love with your stalker romance, where Adeline is a dark romance author herself. She inherits her grandmother's house, and her stalker also, her grandmother had a stalker as well, who she was killed by. Actually, she was killed by the husband, but that's just besides the point. It's the cartoon. Great job. These are a 9 out of 10 because it's an emotional roller coaster. And if you're just not one of them girls who like to be chill jerked all the way around, it has very, very high trigger warnings. And those trigger warnings can be very highly triggering to a lot of people. Especially when it comes to a dude. It's just a lot. Yes, it was a 9 out of 10 with this one. Both of them.
I'm sorry. I don't think she reading this came out at 9 out of 10.
Not all of them. Not all. I got some qualms. I ain't got there yet.
Yeah.
I got some issues. I ain't got there yet. Let me get there first.
And y'all got a little problems.
Usually in dark romance, you're going to have that problem, to where either a man is a stalker, he's obsessed, or
yeah, the girl obsessed with her stalker.
No, wait a minute. No, the man is obsessed with the girl he's stalking. Yeah. That is why it's called a cat and mouse duet. That's why. It was very much push and pull. It was cat and mouse. It was given that I'll chase you to the ends of the earth, but still, like when he literally said that I would literally break her into pieces to make her pieces fit into me as a perfect puzzle, he meant that.
But did it keep following through the other books that they finally got married?
This one, they don't necessarily get married. It's just like, I'll love you forever and protect you from anything. It's definitely an engagement. Right? Yes, and he was a stalker.
Okay, and they got married, right? Because that's what you told me.
They got engaged.
Okay.
You gonna let me finish? Actually, in this, since he wants to rush the process. All right, Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. This is the Into the Darkness.
That's that book.
Let me finish.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This one I literally sped through. It was my Valentine's Day gift from my brother, so shout out to him for being the best brother in the world. This is where a girl falls in love with her stalker. She is an ER nurse, and let's give it up for him for being a thirst trap creator. He's known as the Masked Man. Josh is very funny, and he gives golden retriever vibes to a dark cat, like, if that makes sense. Now this one I could say was definitely a 10 out of 10 because it had some of the spiciest sex scenes It was very spicy. It was very funny. And that whole love scene from beginning to end was like, it was something that you really, really could vibe to. Now, let's get to the second book, which is Caught Up. This one features Allie's cousin from Lights Out. Her cousin name is Nico. He rides a motorcycle, so yay for that. His childhood girlfriend, who is Lo, who is an OnlyFans model. He was in love with her and literally kept up with this girl for 10 years until he finally got her. It gave very much, you're going to be with me, whether you like it or not, and I'm going to figure out a way to be with you. It gave that.
Straight forceful.
A lot of the men were forceful, babe. But Nico was very subtle with his forcefulness. Like you have to remember his daddy was a mafia leader.
I was going to say that, but I don't want to make it seem like I was rushing.
No, but his daddy was a mafia leader, and he was one of the sons. He was considered the enforcer, so he got a lot of shit done. But when it came to her, like, Nico was literally all about her.
So, quick question.
What's that?
What kind of mafia was it?
Theirs was the Italian mafia. Oh, when I get to the brothel, I'm going over here. Oh, don't worry. We're going to get there.
No,
all right.
No rush.
We're almost there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we are. Game On was the third installment. This one featured Tyler, who was Allie's fuck buddy at one point in time, who was Josh's best friend. And he also works with her cousin Nico. He ran...
Through the crew.
No, he was he was very fluid. He ran through like different card games and stuff like that were illegal, where he would catch like a lot of people who had money and literally make them owe him money. I did like this because he was very different. Tyler was different, and he was absolutely like one of the best that I've ever seen. The thing between him and Stella was he didn't understand Stella a lot. And Stella, I told you we don't have it. Stella was she had irritable syndrome, which is like Crohn's disease. She did have that, and he didn't understand why she was just very much not hungry all the time. So he tried to force her to eat until he started to understand. Spice level for this one, there are a couple of threesomes, and it's fast paced because it takes off very, very fast. And so next we get to a series that is near and dear to my heart that I love so much, because it's one of those series where you find one book, you have to read all of them. Alright. We have every Legend of God series book by Rena Kent. This one, God of Malice, it took me over the edge more than once, and it was an emotional roller coaster from beginning to end. Because Mr. Killian Carson believed that if he saved the girl from the edge of the cliff, she had to give him, yeah.
What she had to give him?
Meow, meow, meow. Nuh-uh.
What she had to give him?
The Throat Master 9000. Then he started to stalk her all the way through college. He went to King Ju. His family is part of the Russian mafia, which is the Bravo. They did end up together, and he was a doctor and she was into art. So that made it very, very different. Whew. Yeah, it's a lot. Next, we have God of Pain. This one was very emotional because she ends up shooting him. He kidnaps her, and she still ends up with him. She actually stopped her daddy from unaliving him. So I think that was something that brought love stories to a different edge. This one I gave a 8.5 only because like Creighton was so hard to get into because he was one of the silent but deadly types. And men like that are very hard to crack when it comes to emotional love and bonding. But when he finds somebody that he really, really wants to be with like that, they could be very subtle with love.
So how is this a 0.5?
Why is it an 8.5?
What? You say it's a what?
It's 8.5. Only because Craig was he was very hard. Like he was very hard to like really get into. But like when I started to read it and like fully understand like where his mindset went from, because even though she shot him, that did not stop his heart for beating for her.
Okay, again, so why is this an 8.5?
It was definitely an 8.5. Now, let's get to my favorite one. This man right here. The physicality that he gave her. I don't know. Like on the back of the book it says, I've been trapped by the devil. Honestly, I ain't gonna hold you. Jeremy got my vote as a man. He was very much, I'm gonna remove everything from around you just so you can see that you're going to be with me. He was very much, I will unalive any man who touches you. Jeremy Volkov, he got my vote. He also was a strategist for the Bratva. He was also prince of the Bratva as well because his father sat at the table, which was cool.
He was the head of the table.
His daddy was. His daddy was. But Jeremy definitely got my vote. The audio book as well, because he was voiced by Teddy Hamilton, and I think that drove me over the edge just a little bit. But it was definitely a 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. Alright, so next we have God of Ruin. This one was different. It was very, very different. This one led with Landon, King, and Maya Sokolov. Maya, whose brother is in this book, and also his twin brother is in this book. So these two, I think, go hand in hand because he was fucking with one twin and he was fucking with one twin. Get the gist, you know what I'm saying? So the big brother in this one was fucking his twin brother, and he was fucking the twin sister. But Landon was very sweet. He was hard to get into as well because he was different. It might be behind me, but he was different as far as he was known as, he was known as a psychopath, and he was clinically diagnosed as a psychopath as well. So I thought that was very different. As I can see, the book was a special edition because it had sprayed edges. The book itself is very beautiful. This one was definitely a 9.5 for me. Only because I had a hard time getting into him. But it was a good book all in all. Now, let's get into my favorite one of all time. God of Fury. So, not only... He goes Dolphins. So, not only was this one my favorite of all time, but I read this one second. I read them out of order for a reason. But this one I can reread a couple of times. It's a very beautiful book. As I can see, this one has spray edges as well. But it is something about the nickname Lotus Flower that blows me. Now, in this one, we have Nikolai Sokolov, who is also one of the princes of the mafia. His father is Kyle Sokolov, of course, who is a hired hitman. And Nico is very unhinged, but he's very sweet and he's very loving. He was absolutely the best character that I've ever seen. And then, like, his personality in every book did not change because he was in everybody's book. Everybody. This man was around. His baby sisters are the twins, Maya and Mia. Mia is the one who ends up with Landon. And unfortunately, Nico ends up dating Landon's twin brother, Brandon. And that wedding turns out very, very beautiful, which I do love. Because the Tuscan villa was so pretty. But their love story was a push and pull. It was highly emotionally charged. Because there was a part where Brandon was suffering emotionally, where he had been through a childhood trauma and he didn't know how to handle it, and Nico was helping him handle it. So not only did the girl who molested Brandon, but the brother helped. His daddy found out where the lady stayed and also stood in the bathroom as they got the job done and smiled and said, "Go ahead, my son." So with that, this one was definitely probably like a 20 out of 10. Only because it was definitely a 20 out of 10. There was a couple of parts that made me cry, but it definitely showed exactly how you can love somebody and you would take on their demons just so that they could love themselves. So the last one in this series is God of War. This one features Ava Nash and Eli King. Eli is the cousin of Brandon and Landon. Ava is their childhood best friend. He's also the big brother of Creighton from God of Pain. I've never encountered a book where a man was husband coded from the beginning. He was husband coded. Like the code to a husband was definitely this man, and he gave it very much so. As you can see, the book has its spray edges as well in pink because her favorite color was pink. Ava suffered a lot emotionally and mentally, and she didn't realize why she was suffering so much mentally until Eli got a chance to fully take care of her and make sure that she was medicated. Through and through, Ava gave him a hard time, but she loved him. And that's scary where you love a man and you can't fully emotionally love him the way you're supposed to. But Eli gave that, "I'm not giving up on you, so we're gonna be okay. I don't give a fuck how many times I drive you crazy or I feel like I'm gonna drive you to the edge. If I feel like I have to separate myself from you but keep you in my vicinity just to make myself happy and sane, I will." Which he did. This one really came with a high emotional charge as well, because it touched on a lot of things that women go through emotionally and stuff that we tend to carry. But it's different when you have a man who's willing to love you throughout that and help you as well. I mean, I gave it up for Ava. Like, she came out on top on the end, and so did Eli. To see them finally be together the way they're supposed to, it was a good thing. Next, I have the Never After series. This series specifically is something that I just started. And I'm already halfway through one book and finished one. This is written by Emily McIntyre. The first book is Hook. This one is a retelling of Peter Pan. So in this book, you have Wendy, you know what I'm saying, and she falls in love with a man that they call Captain Hook. You just gotta read it for yourself with that one. Well, don't read too much into it, but it's a good story. It's really short, and I feel like a man who goes through being obsessed with a woman so much that he cancels out his plans for revenge is a lot. But if you can make a man cancel out revenge, you pretty much got it. This one was definitely like a 8.7. It was good imaginary wise, and it puts your mind in a mind frame where you can picture everything that was going. Alright. Next, we have Rich. As y'all can see, the book is very pretty. On the edges of the book of these, like the special editions, it was every nickname that the men called the women. This one specifically says Pretty Girl. And this one is between a DEA agent and a girl who sells more drugs than a little bit. He has to shut down her family and their drug operation. She's trying to figure out why one of her sisters were unalived. All in all, spice level for this though, spice level for this was a 9. Because that spice level was crazy. But the story's real good. This one is supposed to be the retelling of Wizard of Oz. They also used flying monkey as a drug, which I thought was cool. So that was fun. Next we have Scarred. This one is a lot. This one is Ma Petite Mamuse, which is French. So I thought that one was cool. As y'all can see, like inside the gold, it has the Lion King, which it was the retelling of Lion King. This one featured like Prince Tristan. Their obsession level with each other was amazing. And I'm mad I only got 4 of them. Like, I still need the other 2, which is Crossed and Hexed. Those don't come out until October. So I'm absolutely looking forward to that. This one I can give like a good 9 out of 10 as well, because it was good, spicy wise. But the thought of a man finding his brother's wife attractive and making his brother's fiance leave him for him, I absolutely think that was a lot. That was a lot. You got anything to say? He made his brother's fiance fall in love with him. That was obsession on a whole nother level. What you finna say?
His brother's fiance.
His brother's fiance, yes.
Make her fall in love with him.
Yes.
He didn't fall in love with the brother?
No. He made her leave his brother for him.
Oh, she for the streets.
Next, we have Twisted. Twisted is a retelling of Aladdin.
You messed up the code.
She for the sweet thing? She for the sweet?
Yes, you messed up the code.
Oh, man. So this one features Yasmin and Julian Ferrasi, who is basically Jafar in a whole... I mean, y'all remember how weirdly attractive Jafar was. What's the matter? What?
How you feel about that?
What do you mean? About the brother making the fiance fall in love with him? Snooze you lose, nigga? I mean, I don't know.
No, seriously.
So...
Put yourself in that situation. How would you feel about it?
I don't like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but
you gotta put yourself in your own.
okay, but how about if he's emotionally abusive towards her and also physically?
Still, you don't have no right for that.
That was the fiance.
He still have no right for that.
So he should have just minded his business.
He should mind his business.
Okay.
Or she could have just walked out and find a whole other nigga instead of you went trying to keep it to keeping it in the family.
She could have. She could have, but he gave her no choice. Like, he literally was giving her no choice. Like, the level of obsession that man had for her, it rivals the obsession that Jeremy had in God of Wrath.
That's nasty.
The level of obsession.
That's nasty.
I mean, yeah, if you just don't want to have sex behind somebody, yeah.
That's nasty. You have sex behind your brother.
I know, that's what I know.
That's like saying, JBL's mama. That's nasty.
Ew. Leave me alone. So yeah, let's talk about this. This one is an arranged forced marriage where Julian forced Yasmin to marry her. He forced her to marry him because he wanted her father's business. Of course, y'all remember in Aladdin, you got Aladdin, who was a street rat, Jasmine, who was the princess, Jafar, who wanted the lamp. So in this case, the lamp was actually a foreign object who it was very much wanted. It was absolute like an antique that they had to find. Sultan's was her father's business. In this case, Yasmin's father has lung cancer and he's dying. He wants to leave the business to her, but he wants her to be married and he wants the husband to run it. Julian had been working for her father for years.
That kind of force you talking about?
Huh? Anyway, he wanted her to run the business, but he also wanted her husband to be the front. So, in this case, Julian had been working for her dad. He felt like if he got her to marry him, he was going to do that in order to run the business. So in this case, Aladdin was this boy named Adrian who was working for her father inside the house. They grew up together. They were having sex. They were chilling. That's who she wanted to be with. That's who she wanted to marry. But she was forced to marry Julian. In this one, I think a man forcing you to marry him and then doing anything he can to show you that he's going to love you and also burn the world down but give you the match to burn it. He loves you. On the back of the book it say, I would do anything for you. Burn this life to the ground and build a whole new one if you demanded it. The man had a 28-foot python. He fed a police officer that pulled her over and disrespected her. The man said, the first mistake you made was not knowing who I was. The second mistake you made was disrespecting my wife. And fed this man to his 28-foot python. A ball python at that. The fact that one line in this book set me off. It literally put me on the edge because if you love a woman and you have a 28-foot python, hey, look, I'm all for it. The man was absolute diabolical the whole book. He literally took the little boy Aiden and sent the man to Egypt to go look for this lamp so that he can keep him out of her eyesight so that he can make her love him. The man was in love. Absolutely in love. I liked it a lot. Now this one, I'm definitely giving a 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. On the side of the book, her nickname was Galatina, which means wife. And he had been calling her before she even became his wife. And for my next one, my last one, Fourth Wing. Just in case nobody knows, this one is about a dragon riding academy. This is also the movie series that we're looking forward to, which Michael B. Jordan is going to be playing the main character, which I want to see exactly how he's going to play Zayden, because Zayden is one of the men I think is going to be hard to play. But this one, it was spicy. It was definitely spicy. I liked it a lot. It touched on a whole lot of different things. Like, I just really want people to know that, just so you know, the books that I recommend, right, that trigger warning list is about long as hell. So if you're not one of them girls who could pick up a book and look at a trigger warning list and be like, this could be interesting, I don't know what to tell you personally. But for me, the trigger warnings make the book. Also, a lot of the playlists make the book as well. But if we're gonna do one more, right? And let's just say this one is like one of the ones that I can say that I liked from beginning to end. I can say I can add this one. This is definitely 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. This is from the Villain series. So this one is Hunt the Villain, and I also have Kiss the Villain. When I tell you that Nico is in every book, Nico from God of Fury is in every book. What? Yes, he is. He's necessary. He's a necessary evil. Like, he is necessary unhingement that you need. So, in this one, you have Julian and Vaughn. This one goes all the way from the Russian brothel training camps that the boys do go through. And Julian was very much unhinged. Like, he probably is as unhinged as Nico. Like, I don't even know how to separate the two. The personality was right there. When I tell you the personality was right there, the personality was right there. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how unhinged Julian is. But his level of obsession really, really blew me. His intrusive thoughts are something of a man who's considered mad and rambling in his thoughts, and his thoughts are outrunning him. It was one where he said he was absolutely considering biting him just to see what he tastes like. And his brain wouldn't shut up about it. My boy was definitely a stalker. But he was a stalker in a cute way. He also was a biker. Most of the boys inside the Legend of God series, and also Julian, were a part of an underground fighting ring inside of King's U. The only difference is Jeremy, Nico, and Killian were a part of the Heathens. Julian was a part of the Serpents. It was two rival gangs on even playing field inside of London. Hey, look, the college was cool. I liked it. If a college exists like this, hey, look, I want to go. But he was definitely one of my favorites as well. I would think that as a boyfriend, your unhingement counts. But I've never met or seen a group of unhinged men who literally can captivate your mind and your heart like that, and they don't exist. So I can give Rena Kent a very much thumbs up. She does her thing. So that is my book recommendation for everybody. You got anything to say?
No, man.
Any questions? Anything you want to say about any book I recommended? Okay. So that's just about it, y'all. I appreciate you for looking, and we'll see you next time.